We're live. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Bridging the Gap Between Men and Women. I'm your host, Ramont Williams. And again, I have several guests on. Can you please introduce yourself?
Hey, this is Fred from Las Vegas.
Dana from Dallas.
Good guy from the earth.
Okay, family and friends, we got a pretty good one tonight. Thanks to my main man, Fred. And the topic will be, as we move forward, is it okay to date your friend's ex? So I know a lot of people are going to have negative opinions about this, but, it is what it is. So let's move forward. So we're going to start with you, Mr. Benz, since this was your baby. As we move forward, is it okay to date your friend's ex? Start with you.
We didn't hear what you said.
I can't hear you. You got your thing muted.
Unmute your thing, Fred.
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Brother.
All right, what's going on? Let's redo this, man. What's the question here? I was trying to get everything set up so we can get the viewers in here.
Yeah, since this is your baby, tell us what you think about it.
Well, I'm gonna start off and tell you, no, I don't think it's cool. Now, I think it's levels to it. If it's just somebody messing around with, I mean, ain't no feelings involved and nothing like that, then by all means go ahead. But we crossing lines talking about ex-wives, ex-husbands, boyfriend, girlfriend that you done been in a relationship with, and there was feelings involved, and things just on a whole nother level. I just feel like there's too many people out there, man, for me to have to go choose one of your exes. Matter of fact, I wouldn't even want the visual of you ever being with one of my homeboys.
Yeah.
So what about you, Misty?
My grandmother always told me what's for you is for you. So no one else can stop what's for you. I can't say that I'm experienced this or I have experienced this, but I think it's just levels to it. You know what I mean? Depending on the friendship and the terms in which they were dating, you know what I'm saying? Did they go on a couple of dates and it just didn't work out? Or were they dating long term? You know what I mean? And it's a little different. I have some really close friends. I would never date any of their exes, but I've had some friends that, we may not be as close, you know what I'm saying? And it would just all depend on the situation. So I wouldn't rule it out. I wouldn't say it's a complete no. But, if the connection is strong, you know what I'm saying? I might have to, say, hey, I'm going to have a conversation depending on the friendship. That is definitely a conversation that needs to take place. You know what I'm saying? To your friend or associate or whatever, you know what I mean? Because as a woman, I wouldn't feel right dating someone behind someone's back. So I would basically fill them out and see how they feel about it. And if they're not cool with it, it's not that I need their permission, but I would definitely take in consideration their feelings.
Yeah, I respect that. Mm-hmm.
What about you, DG?
Like they said, it just depends on the extent. If we good friends, good people, or we just associates. I will say a lot of friendships of men and women, they piggyback off each other. So certain people sit back and watch you, your cousins, aunties, friends, and they will have their eyes, set on your piece of the pie, whether you can see it or not, or know it or not, and they will piggyback and go do that behind your back, maybe because you brought them around too many times or you talked your business too much to them, and down the line, they seen them and they wasn't with you no more, and sometimes, it can get a little, disrespectful, should I say. But me personally, you know, being friends with a good person for like some time and, you know, having that brotherhood and brothership, you know, definitely not. I would not. She's off limits. There's too many women in the world, you know, to be chasing one. And you know, even if she was coming at me, I was like, you know, I had to back her up and let her know and tell her, like, come on now, girl, you know what I'm saying? You go back, my guy, you know, I look at you like family, damn near, you know. And I wouldn't allow it, of course. And even and I probably wouldn't call him or say nothing and get nothing started. But if I seen him or talked to him down the line, I might mention it. But of course, yeah, if it's like that, yeah, it's off limits. But you know, it can get real disrespectful when you got people that's sitting back plotting and watching, you know, even your own family and friends that will keep their eye on that person you brought around or you was with, you know, and it goes like that. But you gotta have your third eye open to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
So let me pose this question to each and every one of you. So what are you basing this decision on?
Good question.
As far as not to cross them lines.
Yeah, is this some type of religious belief? This is moral
Just
standings, principles. What are you basing it on?
both morals and principle. I'm not doing it. You know, I can't do it. You know, that is like you said, man. You can go behind your boy back or whatever you do and date her. Then what happens when your relationship don't work out? You and her. Now you done lost a girl and you lost your partner. You know, so I'm just not gonna do it. I'm not interested. I just don't want it. It's gonna come with too many problems. I mean, if you like drama, then by all means go ahead and do it. You know, it's just not for me.
So if a person, how should I put this? Say a person, you break up. Okay, you're in a relationship and you break up and you have a standing relationship with your guy, and he decides to date your ex. Why do you think he would do that? Do you think he would do it out of malice? You feel he's violating some type of honor code? Or I'm talking about realistically, would it be right because they're both single?
Well, the thing is, you can have friends, man, and you don't know who some of your friends are that can actually be jealous and envy of you. You know what I mean?
How much time would have to pass?
You know what I mean? And sometimes you have a boy around you just waiting on his turn. You know, you done told your boy everything, even the ups and downs. You done told her what y'all done been through, problems and this and that. He could be soaking all that information in, and then use it against you. You know, and then on top of that, you got a lot of men that think with the other head and not the right head. You know, they might just want one. They might not even want a relationship with her. They might just want one time with her just to see what it's like. But that one time don't ruin a whole bond in a friendship.
I have a question though.
Yes.
So say for instance, you know, your friend dated this person in college and here it is, you know, 10, 15 years later, and you run into her.
Mm-hmm.
Would that still be off limits?
I just don't want it. I don't want nobody leftovers, and I just don't want. I mean, we all got somebody leftovers, right? We all got somebody leftover.
So what if
a leftover of the person I don't know?
What about this? So say for instance, you're dating her, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you find out after you've already started dating her that she dated one of your friends.
Then I gotta see that's a hard one because if he my boy, why don't I already know that?
Yeah.
But it could have been long ago. It could have been before y'all got connected. You know, maybe this is your boy from the last 10 years. He dated her, you know, 12 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe he just a private person.
Like in that case, I feel like somebody knows. Whether if he didn't tell me, if that's his girl, I'm pretty sure they might have had some kind of conversation before where your partner name came up.
Say he moved out of state. Say he moved away.
It's 10 years ago, and then she tell me, it ain't gonna be the same. It's just not gonna work. Like I had that happen to me before. I had that happen. I mean, I was seeing a girl, and then after, we did, and it, start getting, you attachment, you're kicking it all the time. And then she asked me, hey, you know a guy named? And yeah, why? And then she told me. And then I couldn't even really look at her the same. I wasn't mad at her, but I couldn't look at her.
You broke up with her because she dated your friend?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I couldn't look at her saying, because I don't want nothing that nobody touch. I'm cool.
I mean, I understand. Listen, I haven't had the situation, necessarily, take place, but depending on the situation, like I said, depending on the level of the friendship, would determine that. You know what I'm saying? If it's a friend from high school or whatever the case may be,
if I know of a dude and that happened, I mean that's a little different. But if I consider you my boy, I just can't. I couldn't do it.
So I guess it goes back to Ramon's question: what is the friendship? Like, what is considered that friendship for you?
Within my circle, somebody I talk to probably on a regular. I just when you say you got a homeboy and that's your friend, man, and I think of a homeboy like this. Your homeboy got your back no matter what. Your homeboy might he the first one on the front line for you if you get into a problem. Might even take a bullet for you. He might even not snitch on you. He might do everything you ask him to do. But the one thing, he can't stay up off your girl though. You know what I'm saying? He'll risk getting beat up. You might get stomped out because it might be 10-01. He just jumped in down your back. You know what I mean? But the one thing you can't do is just stay up off your girl. You ain't asking for too much. You know what I'm saying?
Hungry dog.
That's it. Hungry dog.
Yep. So what would anger you as a man or a woman the most about this situation?
I feel like it's
knowing that you're if it's a female you dated, your girlfriend, if it's you, Fred or Drip, a man, what would anger you the most? Your partner initiating it or the woman, or vice versa?
Vice versa. Actually, I've had it happen to me. Somebody I dated somebody that came around after the fact. And yeah, so it would just be the conversation. And, for me, it was the female going around asking everybody else about where we stood at this point, me and that person. So that was upsetting to me. Come to me, talk to me. If you have questions, come to me, so it would be not being able to approach me like a woman and have that conversation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, I had it happen before, a couple of homeboys that I kind of I consider friends, and a lot of homeboys I used to look out for, whether it was money. When I used to be involved in the music business, I would be they got it for them to have their first experience going on tour, everything paid for, where they didn't have to reach out of pocket. And they tried a few times to snake you, and they found out I wasn't saying or dating somebody. It'll be the first ones in the inbox. It wouldn't be the stranger. You know what I mean? So I think it'd be more the betrayal thing, and I don't know if it's real betrayal. I'll take that back. I think you might be more upset of one of your homeboys snaking you, doing something that in your heart you would never do to them. And I think that's what the biggest problem is. Now, if they both do it, then so be it. They can both have each other. I'm just gonna cut both of them off. And another thing, if it's your homeboy that's in your circle, you got to think too. Maybe what if you and old girl, y'all ended on bad terms too, and now your homeboy trying to date her? What's the chances now you're gonna be seeing her? He might be trying to bring her around and all kinds of stuff. That's uncomfortable.
See, that's too close for comfort. If you've been there through the ups and downs and the breakups, that's too close for comfort. I think that's a line that you definitely don't cross.
So we live in a society today that, I've always said this, that I believe that the moral fibers of our society has deteriorated. So, we've had scandals all the way up to the Vatican, including the White House, in the parliament, in Europe, you name it. So when people think the way that they think, and this is the majority of people, I think our thought process that believe in this ideology that we're speaking on makes us the minority. What do you feel about that?
You're gonna say drip?
Say that one more time for me again, brother.
We live in a society basically where there's no morals, no principles. People don't live by it anymore. They just do what they feel comes naturally. At least that's what they claim. So
Right.
us expressing our thoughts on this tonight, on this show, it makes us the minority overall based on the consensus.
Right.
So what do you feel about that?
I mean, in our culture, of course, most people do got the mentality they don't care. If it's your ex, your sister, they just feel like that's how it go. And but on the flip side, I would say like it's always got to be some morals, principles, integrity, no malice in your heart somewhere. But speaking for myself, I mean, but then on the flip side, I say, I was looking at it from a level of like, sometimes, they need to be tossed up. Sometimes you gotta, let them go through it to get to it. So if you see your ex, sometimes they gotta you might know something with like the dude that she don't know, and then she done dogged you and did you wrong. Not that you gotta try to do some get back or nothing like that, but it'd be like, okay, go on and let her fuck with him and mess with him, so she could, get a dose of what it really is. So I mean, then you start looking at it from a different aspect.
That happens.
It do. I mean, but back to what you were saying, the question, yeah, our culture, yeah, it's like, hey, that's your baby mom. Who cares? Tonight is the night. It's on. She gonna get it. It don't matter how cool, whatever. I'm feeling it. I'm drunk. I'm over what drugs I'm on. Not speaking for me, but just speaking in general, hypothetical. And some people just don't care or give a fuck. If it's your grandma, your mom, your sister, your baby mom, it don't matter. I mean, if the vibe is right and the night is right, hey, that's gonna be out the door. Who I was with before college, after college, it ain't gonna care. There ain't nobody gonna care.
So basically, to kind of go back a little bit, if you subscribe to this ideology, and I'm gonna just play devil's advocate here for a minute, so that means you still have somewhat of an emotional attachment.
I can see that, and you still kind of, but like I say, I mean, I don't know. I used to listen to Too Short, man. You can have my chick, So I mean, that's how I think. I just toss them in the air, man. Like I don't care, Hey, I'm on with the new, out with the old, in with the new and improve. And when she see me, I'm gonna be doing better than ever. And hey, it ain't gonna matter to me. So at the end of the day, they need to be tossed up.
Is he still your boy after that? You threw her in the air, but where'd the boy go?
I mean, hey, if they went to that, they doing their thing and they grown, hey, they on their own. They ain't got to check in with me because I ain't the local detective on relationships. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, hey, if that's what they want to do, because, I feel like that's their biggest accomplishment. I mean, that's cool. I ain't mad at them.
I think it's in our culture. You know what I'm saying? I think people have been having arranged situations and brothers marrying sister-in-laws and wives.
Hold on, where they do that at? Shit.
Oh, it's been done. This is nothing new. I don't think anybody's moral fiber has changed or anything like that or perspective. I think this is something that's been happening for centuries. There's, I mean, people have arranged marriages. You know what I mean? If one sister doesn't work out, then they offer up the next sister. You know what I'm saying? In different cultures, like in India and places like that. So I don't think it's that uncommon to date someone that someone else has dated. You know what I'm saying? I think we take on a lot of Christian, type beliefs. And so, therefore we've gotten away from what the norm was, because at one point that was the norm. Now it is no longer the norm. Now who's to say whether it's right or wrong?
Yeah, I just ain't doing it. I ain't doing it. I'm not double backing on nobody else stuff. I'm cool.
No, I ain't doing that.
As soon as y'all get in that argument, especially with you women, as soon as y'all get in the argument, that's the first thing y'all gonna throw at each other. That's the first attack. You know what I mean? Oh, you got my love. Oh, that's why he used to do this to me. He used to put his mouth. Now you get the first thing that's gonna come out. You know what I mean? But then, the other rule is too, like, it's always good until one of your homeboys do it back to you. It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun now. You know what I'm saying? So then you're gonna be in your feelings.
See, but that's a close connection. Now, say for instance, it's somebody that you're not hanging around often. You guys are acquaintances. You know each other. You're familiar with each other. You don't know a lot about his personal life. He doesn't know a lot about your personal life. But then you find out you saw him out and about with this person. Could be a coworker that you're
that wouldn't be considered a friend.
Yeah, coworker ain't my friend.
Oh, so coworkers, they ain't off limits. Like free game.
Yeah, that ain't my friend. I mean, it make it awkward if that's your coworker, because you gotta see that person every day and work with them side by side.
Yeah. What if y'all went to lunch a couple of times, chopped it up? You invited them to a little social gathering here and there.
Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think it all depends on the situation. I was in Reno one time. I had a homeboy that used to cut my hair, and I dated a girl for a while, me and her was tight like that. And then we weren't dealing with each other for a while, and I guess he's trying to slide in her inbox. He never came to me and brought it up. She actually came to me and said, "Hey, one of your boys such and such in my inbox. Would you care?" or this and that. She actually asked me for my opinion. I ain't dealt with her in probably 2 years. But just out of respect that she came and did that and didn't really have to. And I'm like, you know what? I'm glad you did it. Then I spoke highly of him. Yeah, he a good dude, man. Yeah, why don't y'all go ahead and whoa. You got my blessings on that. You know what I mean? And I think it's just about how you go do it. It's one thing to do something respectful, another thing to be a snake about it. You know what I mean? Just don't try to snake me, homeboy. That's all.
So you like that courtesy call, huh?
Man, just tap in. I don't want to walk into the unknown. You know what I mean? Sometimes it backfired. And you know one person that had another homeboy that did it. He went to tricking all his money on her just to get her. I mean, I was already done with her, but he got to tricking all the money, lying. She thought he had bread like that. She fell for the trap, this and that. And now he tried to get her pregnant right away. Now you got a baby by her. That don't work out. Now you stuck on child support that you can't even afford. So that karma came back, homeboy. And that used to be my partner that I used to look out for. You know what I mean? I'm talking about feed you, ride you around, take you on trips that you didn't pay for. I'm talking about held him down. And look how that karma came back and bit you. You know what I'm saying?
One thing I've learned, Fred, about life, and it's just me personally, man, and this is based on my experience, because my past and my upbringing, man, I made some bad choices, and I tell my sons this all the time. I've never been disloyal to anybody in my life, but all the people that I put my faith in has been disloyal to me in some form or another. And it's kind of hard to rebound back from that when people do that to you. Because, when you invest so much time and energy in a person, and, like you were saying, you're doing things, unconditionally, this is my people, I'm going to do it because I'm in a position to do it. And then they snake you, they backstab you. I can't rebound from that, man. And, me, I'm done. It's a wrap for me, So that's one reason a lot of the guys that I grew up with, when I see them in the streets, I don't even speak to them, and they have these attitudes like, "Hey, man, why you acting like that? We was homies." You're right. Past tense was, I didn't move past that, man, because when I was in a position Where I needed help, nobody was there for me. So, by the grace of God, man, I stood strong through all that nonsense. Now I'm standing on my own too. What do I need to interact with you people for? So those type of people, I wouldn't have a problem. Seriously, I wouldn't have a problem. Anybody like you or somebody else that I interact with that I got much love and respect for, no, I would never even entertain the thought. But those type of people, no, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I just think as Miss D said, it has always been a part of culture, somebody's culture. But we have taken on these Christian morals, and we believe almost everything is immoral and unprincipled. So we don't do certain things, but in reality, it's going on right now as we speak all around the world.
And my grandmother was a Christian, and she told me, she was like, "Don't let anybody else block you from your blessing." We had a whole conversation. She was like, "He may not be for her," because that's how they got down. You know what I'm saying? Bobby Ray, was Bobby Ray was out here.
So what did she mean by that?
She meant basically what's meant for you is for you. So if just because that it didn't work out with that person doesn't mean that's not your person. That's what she told me.
And you believe that today? Do you apply
I
that
think
to your
to a certain degree I do. You know what I'm saying? I can't say because again, given the situation, I haven't ran across that at this point. Do I look for somebody because they somebody's friend? No. And again, depending on that person, if that was a friend that was all around all the time, you know what I mean? Coming to my place, come hanging out with us. Absolutely not. You're too far in, you're too deep in, you know too much of my personal business. You know what I'm saying? But if it's somebody that, may have went to high school with an ex or college with the ex, or, you know what I mean? That worked with him and they was cool buddies at work. I don't know. I can't say, you know what I mean? It depends on how close the connection was.
So let me ask this question. This is kind of far-fetched and kind of to the extremes. How far outside of disassociating yourself do you think you would ever have those type of bonds with the individual, male or female, where you still have an emotional attachment, where you would go to the degree of getting physical or possibly taking somebody's life or harming someone detrimental?
Listen, no, ain't nobody. I'm not going to jail for nobody. for nobody. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's my son. But yeah, listen, listen, it depends on the situation. If we broke up and he moved on and he's dating one of my friends and it was a close relationship, then I can't fuck with her either. You're not my friend. You know what I'm saying? Because again, you're too close to the situation. You probably listen to all my, bitching, complaining, me crying, all that. That's too close. Extremely just too close. Now, again, I had the same situation. It was a girl that came to start hanging out with a circle of friends that I was hanging out with. He was interested in her. She was interested in him. And, the funny thing is, one of my other friends was telling me about one of his friends that lived out of town. And she thought that, oh, you would make a good match for his friend. And she said it in front of him. And he had a whole problem like, hey, no, that ain't going to work. Yeah, nah, we don't do that. Nah, da, 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 da. Hey, I respect that. I don't even know your friend. So you don't even got to give me the forewarning. I've never met him. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else was trying to introduce. But fast forward, when he saw a friend of mine's, he hollered at her.
See?
Well, wait
you understand what I'm saying?
It's all good till it come back. That's what I'm saying.
And he's still my boy to this day, and I'm still cool with her to this day because what me and him had was over and had been done. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't like the way it went down as far as how he was so protective of his situation and how she was asking a mutual friend, you know, how connected me and him were, you know what I mean? I felt like you should have came to me, but we still all cool to this day.
Wow.
Because I don't give a damn. He
so
ain't for me.
he kind of crossed over, but then when the thought came up that you could possibly interact with someone that was friends with him, he had a problem with it.
A whole problem.
Wow.
Yes, a problem.
Who is this?
Hello. Yo, guy to the right of me, can you just like move over just like a little bit?
He like that. Hey, he like that. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Hey.
yeah.
He like that.
Just a little longer. Just a little longer.
Go ahead, man. You can look at it all you want.
Who is this guy?
Somebody you brought up.
Yeah, but he just popped up in the queue, man.
Because you got the he might have used the code some kind of way and just popped in like that.
Yeah,
No, because if that's the code you gave,
He wanted to see that little thing, man.
Yeah, well, you need to cover that thing up, man. No disrespect, Stevenson, but you know we're trying to conduct a show here, man, and you're trying to look at ass, man.
Stevenson.
Yeah, you can go on a porn shop.
Yeah, man. On the porn site and all that. But yeah, man, yeah, y'all, I know y'all trying to support me. It's probably one of my fans from overseas. You know.
Okay, well, my girl just logged on, so how you doing, T? So what do you think about the discussion that we're having today? Would you date one of your friends' ex? So we're gonna kind of wait for her to I don't know how fast she texts, but yeah, your boy.
He do it all up. Damn.
Yeah.
So this is one of your overseas fans, huh?
It might have been though, for real. They know how I do it. You know, if you don't know, go to Dime Peach Juicer at Instagram, Dime Peach Juicer at Google, Spotify. Go stream it, go buy it. Merchandise. Yeah. Shout out to my fans all over the world. Hello.
Okay.
Tiana said no, she wouldn't.
Well, I think it's just kind of obvious, man, that most people that stand by any principles or morals wouldn't do that. But then you have a lot of people that don't stand by those same principles that will.
But is it principle and morals though? If this is something that was already indoctrinated into society, is that a principle and a moral, or have we just made it a judgment?
Morals.
According to who? Whose morals though?
That's morals and that's principle to the people that you're around. It's one of the things is some things don't need to be said or spoken. It's something you should already know not to do. I can't trust you around my girl. I can't trust you around nothing else.
So y'all would cheat. But,
wow.
No, but I'm just saying we got this moral, wait. We got this moral compass, but we selective with this moral compass.
Man, it's just because it's close to home.
Hey,
I'm not saying it's right to cheat.
Okay.
But that cheat, I can be one day and I don't got to see that person again and move on with my life still. But that right there, that's just too close to home. You know?
I get it. I'm not, listen.
I can't do it. And Alan commented, he said, no, he couldn't do it either. He says crossing the lines of respect.
But why do so many people do it though? I'm perplexed.
Just
you know what
being
I'm saying?
horny. Hey, just keep it 100, just to be horny.
But a lot of men do it.
Men do it because they think with the wrong head. Women probably do it, and I can't really speak for women, but maybe women do it because maybe the girlfriend then told too many stories about boosting her man up like he the best thing going, and while she congratulating. She really secretly thinking about she want to try. You know,
It
somebody
doesn't work for women. You know what I mean? I don't think that part works.
Or she could have ran into old boy and started explaining how, you know, she felt about the relationship.
It's typically because the man is in her ear.
Yeah, so a shoulder to cry on leads to a stick to ride on. Hello. I'll listen. Hey, he gonna listen all night, girl. Yeah, I hear you. Come here now, girl. Let me tell you something.
See what I mean?
You know I can make it better for you, right?
It be that. Don't let money play a part on either side.
For real.
You know, a woman might envy her best friend or one of her close girlfriends because what this man used to do for her, and now they broke up. Now she want a taste of that life. And then you got women that's balling out here, and you got the little bum ass boyfriend or husband, whoever he was to you, and y'all break up. Now his homeboy like, she they ain't together no more. Let me try to get in on it. I want to come up too.
The other day, man. Yeah, she open.
This has been a hot topic because it's on one of the reality TV shows where a producer who was friends with one of the cast members, well, she said she wasn't her friend, but she knew personal information about this girl and talked to her, you know, and the girl had a dude, and the producer ended up marrying the ex not long after the girl broke up with him. So it happens, and it's still happening, and it happens often. So I'm just like,
to go back to what you asked about the whole, like, okay, why do say men cheat or women cheat? Can you imagine this your close friend? Say you did cheat or whatever y'all did, whatever, when y'all go out and go kick it, right? And now your best friend, your homegirl, is now with your ex-boyfriend. You don't think you're gonna ever be topic of discussion? She gonna tell all your business now, and it could be some things, not even just on some cheating alone, but just things in your life that you befriended and heard to like, man, keep this between me and you. Please believe that's her new man now. She telling everything.
Oh, everything. I agree.
You know,
I agree. Pillow talk is a mother. Pillow talk is very strong out here in these streets.
You know, the man gonna do it to in reverse. He gonna tell her that he messing with her now. He gonna tell her everything. Hey, man, you know, we used to go out, man. He used to be doing this. He used to do that. You know what I mean? He gonna tell it all.
Yeah.
So what do you mean pillow talk?
Pillow talk when you're in a relationship, whether it's an intimate relationship, because you know it has to be intimate for it to be pillow talk. You know, you and your partner tend to tell things that you say you wouldn't normally discuss in front of your boy. So, you know, if your boy having marital problems or financial problems or just problems in general, you know, you would like, oh, dog, I ain't gonna tell nobody. But when you lay down with that woman, you tend to tell all the business, and vice versa. She will tell you all the business.
No.
So you think, does that happen or not?
Well, you know, I've heard that gesture made, but it's one thing that I've learned, even being with a significant other. It's just certain things you don't talk about. And what I mean by that, because what I've experienced is talking about other people's business to your mate. As soon as they get mad, then they expose you for telling them somebody else's business. So I don't get into a habit of talking about what Fred did and what Fred said, you know, because what Fred did and said is my knowledge and Fred's knowledge. It's not to be shared with nobody else. So that's just the philosophy I'm subscribing to. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that, I mean, it may be, but I'm telling you, 99.99% of people discuss their friends with their partner. You know, it may be a portion of it, like if your boy is cheating on his wife, you may not go into detail and you may not say that, but you'll throw up some hints. Like, man, that nigga ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? And then your girl is wondering why would he say that nigga ain't shit? I mean, there's only so many things that you can deduce from that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I get it. You know what I'm saying? But there is some level of
So
Pillow talking. What's going on?
you seem to be a big advocate for pillow talk.
I like a good old pillow talk. Sure, you know what I'm saying? That's called bonding. Sure.
Yeah, okay. Bonding.
Trauma bonding.
Let's talk
Pillow
about
talk backfire sometime too.
Pillow talk bonding.
We done had a situation again. One of the homeboys try to bad talk me, just said all kind of stuff to a girl. When they broke up, you know who the first person was in my inbox? Told me everything. And while you was bad talking me, while you was pillow talking, you was actually sparking her interest.
That's it.
She want to see for herself what you talking
now
about.
She's curious.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She was always curious. She just needed a moment.
I never met her before.
It don't matter.
We never seen each other. He was just pillow talking. I never knew this girl existed in my life.
So she probably seen a picture. Ain't no way.
She might have.
Yeah. Okay. So she saw you. She already knew. She was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Little cutie, you know. And then now she got the motive. Like, let me go on and tell him what was said because his friend kind of cute.
See, so I'm saying, pillow talking.
Right. Look,
she was just giving.
She knew. Ain't no way you gonna just reach out to him random and be like, da 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 da. Nah, she didn't. She saw a photo. She saw something.
She looked you up. She got on Facebook.
I don't even think she looked me. I think he might have showed a bit trying to block whatever. You know, and you know the person drip. All I'm gonna say is studio.
Yeah. Hey, look, we know how it go though. Yeah, but definitely you talking, bring his name up. That's gonna make this girl curious, and she gonna be waiting to see you, and you might got some action off of that. Hopefully, he said a bunch of shit that didn't make sense, but when she met me, I made it all make sense. You know.
Look, and also depending on what caused them to break up. If he cheated on her,
oh yeah, he let his Peter be his leader, and you can't do that. You know, you can't do that. You know, even if she might try to come throw it at me like that, I'm gonna say, hey, slow down, because we might need to start with booking you an appointment at Planned Parenthood, because since I know you've been fucking on dirties and dusties and disgusties and low budgets, hey, let me make sure you cleaner than chlorine. You know what I'm talking about?
But that's your boy.
Because you just don't know. You just don't know. She think like, oh, he like his homeboy. He'll just do anything. But it's like, you've been doing some dusty, you know? Hey, that's what I feel like sometimes. And you put them in that perspective, and then they really respect that. And then because I've seen them where they was like, yeah, it did come back. I did have some. I said, see, that's why I didn't do that. And now lose my number.
So let me ask you a personal trip.
Yeah.
You being in the field that you are, entrepreneur, you're in the music industry and so on. So you haven't found yourself in that position on numerous occasions where guys that you interact with, girls like you just because of your status?
I mean, I wouldn't say that because I'm more of a like humble, down to earth person. So I'm a pop and chop it with people, but it could happen. Yeah, I can see that happening. Definitely, I can see it happening. But I don't play on that. Like I get to know people and I ask questions and I see where it's at, and and sometimes you got to break it all the way down, to the rooter. Just break it all the way back down and strip everything. So I like to start, like me, I don't even like other people's female. I like to build my own female. You know what I mean? I do. Like nobody's had her, nobody's been with her. She's from.
But is there a stigma attached to that infrastructure that you currently find yourself in? That
like that's the fun life, man. I mean, who don't want that life? You with beautiful women, you taking flicks, you got one on each arm. I mean, you is single. Now, if you did have a significant other, a wife or whatever, I mean, it just depends what level y'all on, in y'all situation. But me personally, I'm just by myself. But so of course I'm That don't mean I'm trying to run up and everything. I'm just kicking and having a good time. Now, when I want to make that cutoff and divide to say which one's going to be mine and for me, then there come a point in time on that too. You know, I'm not just a little party guy throwing it up in the air like I don't care. You know what I mean? No, it's just like you kick it, you have a good time, you know, and see where people's at, and you check their temperature, you know. But yeah, I mean, it's a fun zone to be in, I guess, while you single. I mean, now, like I say, it's just the comfort of good women, good people, beautiful women. It's not all about just letting your Peter be your leader, like I said earlier. You know, it's not.
Lying. I want to know who definitely think is lying.
Huh? Oh, I ain't lying. I ain't doing it. I'll be trying to.
No, somebody in the comments said he's lying. I just wanted to know who.
Oh yeah, I love that. I keep the algorithm going. Keep it going. Hello. Yeah, clean it the chlorine. Yeah. But I'm just saying, you know, on a level of you by yourself, hey, people's free. I like a free agent lifestyle. That's what it is for me. I call it a free agent lifestyle. So until I find that one or that one discover me, you know, like looking in the deep Red Sea, you know, but I'm just saying, hey, until then, game on. I'm sharking. I call it sharking. So right now I'm sharking. And if y'all don't know what that means, what I mean by I'm sharking, it's like, man, I'm swimming, I'm fishing. You know, right now, I mean, I'm trying to catch one on my hook, you know, and give her a better look. Hello. I'm just saying, I'm sharking right now. Hey, if you're with me in the comment section and you out there sharking, you know, swimming in the big whale, you know, put the ones up. Hello.
He said
He's not lying. I'm sharking, man. I'm just an independent, self-sufficient playboy, man. You know, that's it.
So let me ask you, Miss D, from a woman's perspective, have you, and I pretty much know what your answer is going to be, but I'm gonna still pose the question anyhow. You've never entertained the thought of like crossing the line?
No. I have. I mean, like, I have some really good friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, me and one of my closest friends, you know, their dudes would pick me up and, you know, especially when we were younger, and take me to their house and drop me off at home. And there was never any thought or any, no. Yeah. Mm-mm. And again, now have guys approach me that friends have tried to talk to or that had talked to? Yeah, absolutely. You know what I mean? But again, just hasn't been the one that I thought was enough to be like, well, I mean, grandma may be right. You know what I mean? So we ain't there.
When they tried, did you tell your girlfriend that your man over trying to holler at me?
Yes, on some occasion. Actually, I had this happen with my sister. Yeah,
it happened with you.
Yeah. I mean, she was a whole dude dating her and everything. We had a little family, a little get together, and the next day, you know, because people used to go in my garage. This is when I lived in Vegas. People used to go in my garage and, you know, smoke or whatever. And then the next day I got in my car and I find a note from the dude my sister was dating. It was like, oh, call me. And I'm like, but I didn't think nothing of it because I didn't think nothing of it. I don't know, you know, her birthday was coming up. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe he trying to ask me something for her birthday. I don't know. Right. So I call him to say, you know, hey, you know, and he was like, yeah, you know, when I first met you, da 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 da, blah blah blah, and I was like, okay, you know, well, you know, that's not how I move. So, and I told my sister, and I don't know, I think she may have felt some type of way. You know,
I was looking at you, girl. When I first met you,
so let me ask you this. So normally when these situations arise, in your particular case, what would you say that you possess as a woman being the woman that you are, that would make these men risk their relationship just to approach you?
You know, that would be a question for the man because, you know, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like to each is his own. You know, what may float someone's boat may not float the other. So I'm not so arrogant to say that, you know, I'm just some special type of unicorn out here and they just falling, fist over foot. So yeah, I really don't know. You know what I mean? It's people have their different reasons for wanting to cross that line, and you know, for whatever reason, they thought it was worth it, and that would be that person to answer that question. I don't know.
I would definitely say, sometimes, in this relationship world or life period, you don't always get a courtesy call. I was a courtesy caller. I've always gave courtesy calls. Gave somebody a heads up before, I'm the type of person I will be like, hey, bro, what's up with you? And blah, blah, blah. Just to get some info on it.
Hold on now. You just said you didn't do it at the top of the call. We're going to have to bring you to the table.
The courtesy.
Now we backpedaling pussy popping right now. I don't know.
A courtesy call, they don't really.
Why are you giving courtesy calls if you don't do it?
I mean, I've gave courtesy calls. I have. For different reasons.
Now,
but I have gave courtesy calls, a heads up. I have, whether it wasn't even a friend either. Just like, hey man, this is what's going on, and because he might have called too many times. So I'd have gone, hey man, this is what's going on. This is my phone now. I'm not gay. I don't talk to other men. I'm running the show over here. It's a courtesy call. It's a different type.
We are looking at you side eye.
No, it's different though. To where like this female, you might have came in a situation, and it might have been some type of, just from overdoing it on the other end. So you stepped in and had to let it be known, Like he might have didn't want it to go away. He wanted to keep going at it. And then you was just playing the background, like, I ain't even gonna jump in it. And then you finally had to give him a courtesy call.
Y'all get your mans. He jumping out there on the deep end. He did a whole flip flop on us now.
Hey, he said he was sharking.
I mean, definitely that, I mean,
so
everybody ain't gonna give you a courtesy call. That's what I was meaning to say.
So what is he saying that you're in disagreement with, Dana?
He's saying that he gives a courtesy call. If you're not entertaining anybody else's girl, why would you give a courtesy call? What would be the point? If that's something that you said, oh no, I don't get down like that. It's not what I do. What would be a reason for a courtesy call? I'm confused.
So
sometimes it's necessary.
So you're implying what?
If you making courtesy calls, then you somewhat interested. You didn't entertain it. What would be the purpose of calling your boy to give a courtesy call if you're not entertaining his ex?
No, I'm giving him courtesy calls like a heads up. Like, hey, bro, this just transpired. Something like that. It ain't after the fact. This is before anything even go to anyway. Like a heads up, a courtesy call, I call it. But
for what though? Heads up. What do you heads up? Just the fact that she talked to you, or she
no,
snitching on her, saying, "Hey, your ex tried to holler at me," or are you, saying, "Hey,
I mean, I'm like, man, it might. I mean, it's just who knows? Like she might have been looking. Who knows? I mean, you just want to know, of course, but
okay.
Most of the time, it don't go the way we want it to go or whatever we think how it should go anyway. So, I mean, at the end of the day, people grown, they're going to do what they do. I mean, hey, it's morals, principles, integrity in this game of life.
Sound like it.
I mean, it is. I'm just saying, of course, I might give somebody a courtesy call on many levels dealing with a female that I know he had doing to it. That's it. You know? I mean, I'm just saying. Even I know they ain't gonna probably do that for me, but you know.
Well, you know what? It's almost like she's calling you out, man.
That's okay. I like it. I mean, maybe I was misunderstood, but yeah, I'm sharking. But if I happen to run across my boy's ex down the line, you know, I might give him a courtesy call just to see, hey man, I ran into old girl, you know, something like that. I'm not gonna call him and give him an after the fact call because I know she had doings. I might not bring it up and keep it culture and copacetic, but I might give him, you know, a heads up on, you know, yeah, she out of pocket, man. She's trying to get at me. She was trying to jump in my car, and I had to tell her, nah, you've been drinking too much. And yeah.
Sound like this has happened before.
I mean, of course. Hey, of course it has. I mean, it happens all the time.
She said that don't sound shark-like.
Hey, look, they might jump in. They might jump in. And, you know, but I want to roll with you. Okay, that's cool. We jump in. Look, it'd be like this. We rolling. How many kids you got? 3. Oh, yeah. What street you live on? You know, like,
if you would have said 1 or none, you would have been like, okay.
Like, oh, you ain't got no kid. Okay, yeah, we going to get some drink, baby. You know what I'm talking about? For real. I mean, you got to find out fast, like, you know, oh, you married? Okay, yeah, where you live at, girl? I'm going to drop you off. I ain't about to be playing with you. And, you know, very specific. Absolutely. We're going to get right to the point.
Well, I think it would be wise to take note that when we do these shows, particularly with Dana and Tiana, and
yeah, where's Tiana go?
Yeah, and some of the women that's commenting in the background, I
put them on blast.
You better be very selective in the words that you choose to say, because
we keeping it going.
Yeah, you know, I'm talking about they're gonna pick it apart, man. I'm talking about, and that's the reason we have them on the show. So
we need that algorithm.
Yeah, so just be
we
mindful.
Let them slide. We see you.
Yeah. Yeah, we like it. We love it. You know, talk y'all shit.
So that's what they doing, talking shit.
He said, "Take no."
They know Drip God is.
Hey, somebody get
FOS.
And I can accept a courtesy call because I didn't have them, and they say, "Hey, man, I need to come get her clothes, you know, all her stuff, her little baby pictures." I'm like, "Hey, man, I'm gonna have it all set outside for you. It's not a problem." You know, she left her little baby stroller. You know, you just never know. I'm just saying, situations come up, and dealing with these females, it could be a courtesy call to anybody. You know, Obama could have called me from the White House on a courtesy call. You know,
Obama.
Hey,
Really good.
Hey, man, I would have told him something, you know, real unique and sweet. You know.
Well, I think it's fair to say that most people, I don't want to say most, but a lot of people would concur that if you have a friend, a person that you've invested a lot of time and energy and years with, that you just don't involve yourself with their significant other, whether it's marriage, girlfriend, or fiance, when they part. You know, it's too many other women, too many other men out there that you can select from. And granted that a lot of people are lazy. They don't want to go and put in the work. You know, they want something to come to them, and they see the girl or the dude slacking, and then that person is talking, and you know, so they say, well, you know, I fit all those qualifications. I could step right in, you know, and it'll be that natural blend. But you know, morally, and if you're standing on principles, it's not even I think an issue about what other people think or say. It's just standing on principles alone, man. So it would be, for me, hard fetched to go around Fred, knowing that, you know, here's a brother that embraced me, and then, you know, his girlfriend is we're texting behind his back and stuff, and as soon as they break up, then I done snuck off with her, and then we're coming to the events together because we're connected by some type of social thing or some type of family thing, and it's just not right, man. You know, it would be hard, and I'm gonna show you an example. It's a guy that I work with, and I was married at the time, and my wife was working out there part-time, so we had separated, and the guy came to me and asked me, say, man, is it cool for me to take your girl out? So I was still very much emotionally attached, and so I just blurted out what would naturally come from a man that's bitter and angered by a breakup. So I said, I don't give a fuck what you do. And next thing I know, they went out on a date. So he's the type of individual that run around and, you know, exploit younger females and stuff like that. So I hope he's watching, but he told somebody that he had actually had sex with my wife. And so when we got back together, I brought it up, of course. Okay, you know, I used to mess with this dude, but now he didn't cross the line. So she was like, no, when we go to work, I'm gonna confront him. So she did just that. And the dude copped out and said, no, I never said that. So at that point in time, I knew that these are the type of dudes that you really don't want to interact with, you know, because he didn't even give us no time. And I'm talking about me and this dude and been out together and hit corners together the whole 9 yards. We've never been to each other's house, but it's just the fact that certain things you just don't do. And
why weren't you honest in that moment when he asked you, was it okay? Why did you say you don't give a fuck? Because you gave a fuck.
I said it because I was caught up in my feelings. So
I mean, if you had to do it all over again, what would you say in this, if it happened today?
Probably the same shit. Probably the same thing, because I don't have to convey my thoughts or create a dialogue with you. If me and you are interacting with each other, you should automatically know not to even approach me as a man to ask me, can you date my wife?
No, I get it. I mean, I think it's totally wrong dating your wife, but your wife shouldn't be dateable. I mean,
that's true. But you do a whole bunch of things you don't supposed to do, just like men do. So
hey, and I get that. Hey, so this would be the little thing they'll say. They're like, they'll go, "Oh, Fred got this girl, and that shit don't be true. This girl might be around one time. You don't ever see her again." I get caught up in them. I've been doing this for years, and I get caught up with. If I meet a woman, I'm quick to bring around friends, family, who I consider family, you know what I'm saying? And I bring around my boys all the time, whether studio, my VP house, whatever I do. And I might say, hey, go interact with people. I'm gonna go to the store real quick. I'll be right back, about 5 minutes, whatever. I want to see you mingle, see how it act. I don't know you like that, right? But I'm gonna catch a lot about how you do when I'm not around. It'll speak volumes of you. You know what I mean? Because I want to see if I can trust you when I'm not there. Right. You know, and I done seen it happen too many times, man. It just you don't know these people, you don't know how to get down, and you can find out a lot. Sometimes with your homeboy, sometimes with the girl. You know what I mean? But I always do that. Sometimes I don't even. It's like second nature. Now I don't mean to do it, or like I'm playing games trying to put you to a test, but I always do it. You know, probably as long as I know you too, Drip. I bring somebody around, and I fall back and I watch from the background. You know what I mean? Because I want just like when you go out for a drink, I want a female that's not accessible to everybody. You know what I mean? I want her so high, nigga. You need that thing to go up in the air to get that bottle off the top. You know what I'm saying? She that exclusive. I don't. If you well drink level, I don't want you. Right. Anybody can grab that. A nigga just reach over the bar and grab you too, and he didn't even pay for it. So that's why I do it.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta put it to the test to see if they're gonna be their best.
Well, I think, and I've heard this said a lot of times now. Please don't take this the wrong way, Dana, because it's not meant to be condescending. But
Well, I get the disclaimers. Yes.
I don't know. I've just never been big on being with a woman that's very sociable. I'm just like you, Fred. I need my woman exclusive. You know, it's one thing to come around, you know, every now and then, but when you feel that you got to always mingle in the crowd, I have a problem with that because now you're accessible. And it's one thing life has taught me that when anybody, man or woman, come into certain situations in their life, or they become fatigued with just life itself, they become very vulnerable. And normally when you become vulnerable, you always have some predator that's laying in the cut, you know, and it don't necessarily have to be a close friend. It can be someone that's just there watching, someone that he or she has interacted with and just said, okay, I'm gonna just abide my time. And when that time happened, then they step right in, you know. So I've been married twice. And each time I did not bring my wife around a lot of people, and I didn't let a lot of people come to my house, you know, but it didn't stop them hoes from doing what they did. So
Hey, these hoes ain't loyal.
so it is what it is, you know. I'm talking about either it's in you or it's not. You know, some people are just gonna step outside the box and test the water. And then you have some people that'll be loyal and faithful until death. But I don't see a lot of that today. I really don't. Even with a lot of these couples that say they're so happily married or in a relationship, you know, all you gotta do is just sit back and watch, man, and you can see the flaws, you know. But then I don't try to watch people like that because I'm not sitting back trying to steal nobody's female either. You know, I want and we talked about this earlier, Fred. I want my own female. I don't want to, you know, a female that's in a relationship and come over to my part of the world and then I'm feuding with the dude. I don't need that shit in my life. You know, so if you're single, then yeah, as you say, Drip, I'll mingle. But if you're in that complicated shit that most people say, oh, it's complicated. What's so complicated about it? Either you're still attached or you're not. I don't get that part. Maybe somebody can help me understand that. You know,
I guess they substituting the word I'm confused. Like they're leading themselves on, or they may be getting led on when they use that. It's complicated. Because I'll ask a female like this, and this ain't on no cocky or just nothing like that. It's basically, hey, I've been talking to you for a minute. Have you made up your mind? Do you like me? It's like you gotta know, or want to get to know me. Or, you know, I mean, because it's like, hey, I see something in you. You know what I mean? Can I get to know you? Is it what it take to be your friend? You have to know, like, really fast, you know? Like, I just do stuff, sporadic stuff like that. Like, you're single, I'm single. Hey, have you figured out something about me you like? Because I figured out 2 things about you I like. And I might give a compliment or something, you know, and then it goes from there. And then she's like, actually, you know what? I like your jacket or your glass. Who knows? But, you know, it's just a fun thing.
Well,
have fun.
Well, I think we come to the conclusion of this show right here. Fred, Kiera just text.
She said she got the next topic for the next.
She got the next topic, but I already have the next topic posted, but we can always change it and alter it.
Yeah. What's the next topic? What is it? Spit it out.
And I think, do men and women still value each other? I think Tiana came up with that. In fact, she did. So
that sounds
we can do that, or you know, if you like, that's not enough for anything to be established.
You always have value for yourself before you can have value for someone else.
I don't know what you mean by that.
So you want to keep it going.
What you mean?
Huh?
You gotta have value for yourself before you can have value for someone else. Oh, Kiera.
Talking about Tiana. What you mean by that?
Yeah.
Let's see what she put in the chat.
I don't know, but if y'all want to keep going, you know, we can. But I think that's going to be the next topic, unless Fred, you come up with something different, or Dana, or Drip. Tiana came up with this idea, so we'll shoot for it.
Sounds great.
And you know what? I don't even know if are we doing the show Thursday, or we gonna skip past Thursday and go to Saturday.
No, not Saturday. The day after Christmas, we might be able to do it.
Shit, you sure everybody ain't gonna be hungover?
The kids gonna be hungover.
So I don't know, man. You know, I don't know what everybody got going on for Christmas. You know, so you know, but I can say I wish everybody a Merry Christmas, because I think this will probably be the last time I speak to y'all before Christmas. With the exception of you, Fred. But yeah, let's keep it going, man. I thank each and every one of you that made comments tonight. And maybe next week, Fred, Tiana, D, you can host the show. You know, so I think I just told you what the topic was, so I'm pretty sure you can prepare for it.
Yeah, we got Kiera coming up, Tiana. Who else we got? Fam.
Yeah, we're gonna get Stephanie on here. She been active in the comments. I'm gonna reach out to you, Stephanie.
The support, you know. We need to hold the show though to liven it up, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
well, just keep in mind, you know, we can have up to 10 people on at one time. You know, everyone doesn't engage on the same level, so you'll have some people that speak a little bit more than others, and that's fine. I don't want to limit the potential people that want to be on that may have a voice. So with that being said, just remember, I know you three, unless Fred got something going, is kind of regulars, and T if she's not working. So I haven't heard anything from James. I've reached out to him a few times, and he hasn't gotten back with me. So
Thursday, that's what she's saying.
But I'm gonna close out, and then we can speak for a moment in queue, because I don't want to keep this going live. So again, thank each and every one of you, Fred, you know, for your support. Drip, Miss D, thank you for your support. Please be safe. Have joyous and happy holiday. Thank you all for coming on and joining us today, Bridging the Gap. I'm your host, Ramont Williams. Please enjoy your night. God bless you. Be safe. Love you all.
One.